Is this what playtime consists of now?
Yes.
Is napping and massages? What is this big Goliath kitty doing? Is it working, Micah?
Yes.
Is that how you get Goliath to calm down?
Yes.
It's working. Paige, what do you do to get him?
It's a pillow.
A pillow bomb? Get him with a pillow bomb. Ugh. Pillow bomb. Happy day, friends. It has been a great day here. Obviously just chilling now. We took the girls earlier to an amusement park. Just rode a couple rides. Just an easy day, nothing crazy. Stayed there for just a little bit. And I am about to sit down with you guys and finally do my first trimester Q&A. I am officially early in my second trimester, but I'm gonna wrap up all the questions that you guys have had about the pregnancy so far, about how I've been feeling, all those things. So as soon as the girls get to bed, I'm gonna sit down and answer your questions. But until then, I think this is what's on the agenda. Oh, are you brushing the kitty's hair? That's nice.
Wait.
Meow. It's a good one, babe. You're doing good. Everybody's happy.
Meow.
Are you happy, kitty?
Meow.
Aw, Paige, are you a happy kitty? Yeah, Goliath, are you a happy kitty? It has been a while since we've done a sit-down video
this
like
is way
this.
comfier. Why haven't we done all of our Q&As on the floor before?
I don't know, it's way
This
better.
is great.
Don't feel like I'm all smushed up on the couch.
I feel like you're putting all your weight on my chest. Not in a mean way. You just have a way of like
Yeah.
leaning your elbow into
Don't
my
worry.
chest, and it freaking hurts after 20 minutes.
I'll find a way. All right, Q&A about first trimester. So first off, I'm in the second trimester now, just barely. My app.
Look like you're in the fourth.
My app told me a week ago, you may start showing around now. And I'm like,
May.
please, I've been showing for 6 or more weeks. Only 25 more weeks. All right, let's get to some of these questions. I asked, it was actually a little while ago, I asked on Instagram, and a lot of you guys responded. Let's see. We'll start off here because this is right at the beginning. Were you expecting to get pregnant that quickly?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Part of me did, but I feel like a larger part of me didn't, because I feel like we've been so blessed to get pregnant so quickly.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way it will happen so quickly.
There was no way.
And we were so stressed with the move and everything.
It was more than just that. My personal, this is a bit TMI. Maybe not.
Right from the get-go.
My personal sex drive was really low.
Yeah,
Like,
we were
I didn't
stressed.
care really that much for sex at that time because my plate was chock full of other projects going on. I couldn't relax. My head was always running. It was the last thing on my mind.
Which is rare for this one.
Yeah. Generally, it's a pretty hot topic. But yeah, I didn't. There was that. So low sex drive. I also don't feel like we had sex that often.
You say that, but
When we went to Vegas, that was a pretty
but we actually, when we went to Vegas, we thought we were going to try that month, but then we went to Vegas and we're like, okay, we'll put it off one more month and then we'll officially start trying. So we weren't actually trying in Vegas.
We didn't try in Vegas because we simply did not want to be pregnant in Vegas.
I did not want to get pregnant while we were having drinks, and like I didn't want to have to think about that, I guess.
Yeah.
So we put it off a month. It took us 2 months.
But I'll tell
after that
you what,
to get
guys.
pregnant.
I will tell you what. Vegas was a fantastic appetizer, if you know what I'm saying.
What? Okay, next question. All right, this was a very common question that I got from a lot of people. How are you doing with 2 toddlers in the first trimester? Oddly enough, this time around, I feel like it has been easier, even though there's 2 of them. Reason being is because when I was pregnant with Paige, so watching Micah, she was just over a year. She was 13 months old. Still very reliant on us. She was still a baby. Now, they are both somewhat grown. Paige is 2. She's well over 2. And I feel like both of them combined, they play so well together that oftentimes all I need to do is get them food when they're hungry and then shoo them off to play, and they'll just play. Not every time, but a lot of times they play great together.
Yeah, they do play really good together.
And Paige, she is not really a needy kid in very many ways. And so I feel like it has just been easier, even though there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
I think the age difference this time just makes it easier in a lot of ways.
Doesn't help that we moved into a new house, though.
It does help. I feel like they can run around and do all the things.
No, that definitely helps. At least for me, it's been really hard to even soak in the pregnancy because I'm still running around doing projects pretty much every day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's like I oftentimes even forget that we're pregnant. As weird as that is, and you're almost what, 14 weeks?
15.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Somebody, and actually a lot of people were asking about my cravings. How is it actually having cravings this time? I've had cravings each pregnancy, and they've all been the same. For whatever reason, people this time around was like, oh my gosh, you're having different cravings. You're having cravings. It must be a boy. But I've had the exact same cravings with each pregnancy. It's always red sauce and some kind of carb.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like this time I did get a strong craving for a meatball sub. I saw a picture of one and it sounded really good, and then Austin made it for me the next day. So I think people
made it for you that night.
That night, that's right. And I ate it the next day because
Yeah.
it was a surprise. That was actually a really cute video, you guys, if you haven't seen it yet. But I think people took that and made it a bigger thing than it actually was, because my cravings each time have been red sauce and some kind of carb.
Yeah.
Next question. Let's see. You thought I wasn't going to dig into
I
you,
know.
but you were wrong.
Now I regret this decision.
Lana, this question too. How is this pregnancy different than your others? And you might be able to answer this question better than I can.
How is your pregnancy different this time around?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Be kind.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I don't know how your pregnancies are different.
I feel like the biggest difference is that this time I am way more exhausted.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you're more tired.
I just will pass out at times.
But I don't know if it's really that different.
As far as everything else,
Because I swear you
Not
used to
that
get
different.
tired pregnant too.
yeah, I did, but I definitely didn't fall asleep midday all the time like I have been. And like while I'm putting the girls to bed some nights, I will be reading, like for example, yesterday I was reading Micah a book and I literally like would fall asleep mid-sentence and she would keep, Mom, wake up! And I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna read. But she was holding the book. In my defense, she was holding the book, so it was hard to see. So I said, okay, I'll read it, but you need to let me hold the book so that I can focus.
But I don't know if that's any different than normal life, because I feel like you've fallen asleep reading to girls.
I do sometimes,
I
but
don't
not
think
as
that's outside of the
hardcore as
pregnancy.
this. Like I will have to like go in a room with them, close the door, lay down in front of the door so I know they're not gonna go anywhere, and I will sleep while they play as much as I can sometimes.
Okay.
And it hits me. The first trimester, really rough. These last 2 weeks, just sparingly. So it's getting better. The nausea was pretty much the same. My bloating was the same. I started showing even earlier. That's a difference,
Yeah.
I guess. I started showing like a week or 2 earlier than I did with Paige.
Yeah.
Moving on, let's see.
I want to bring the camera around.
You can move the camera, that's fine.
You're kind of like.
I'll
far
find the
away.
next question. so many questions if I think it's a boy or a girl.
I don't know.
My mom intuition is not good, you guys. I thought Micah was a boy. I kind of thought Paige was a girl, but I think that was more so like wishful thinking because I wanted 2 girls so close. And this baby, I have no idea. I don't rely on my intuition because I don't have a great track record and I'm not getting really a feeling either way. I think some of the differences make me think, okay, maybe it's a boy. But at the same time, so many people are telling me that it's a boy this time.
It's an overwhelming response.
Overwhelming response, and very confidently too.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe that's getting in my head a little bit. So I might be leaning, okay, maybe I think it's a boy, but honestly, I don't feel strongly either way. And people keep asking me, oh, like, are you hoping for a boy this time? Or I hope you get your boy. And in my head, that's so odd to me because I don't hope either way.
Yeah.
We did not have another baby because we wanted a boy.
Yeah.
We had another baby because we thought, whether boy or girl, we thought it was a good step for our family and it would be a positive addition to our family.
Let's hope it stays positive.
That question always kind of like, I don't know. And even if this one is a girl, if we decide to have another baby, it won't be because we want another boy. We're not going to be disappointed if we have a girl, or we're not going to have another baby because we want a boy. We would have another baby because we would have made the decision that we think it's best for our family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
boy or girl.
Yeah, and likewise, people are always telling me, man, I hope you get a boy. I hope you get your boy. I'm like, it's like I don't care if I have a boy or a girl. Like, sure, it would be awesome if I had a boy, but it would also be really awesome if I got another girl.
Yeah, like I don't know.
I personally
and maybe
am not really drawn to either side.
Yeah.
That's not really a concern of mine.
Yeah, I don't know. And maybe other people know things that we don't. Maybe they know how awesome boys are. And they're like, oh, I hope you get your boy. I don't know. It just, right now, it seems like a weird question to me.
Yeah. Well, also, I just feel like maybe when I was growing up, it was like, yeah, I want a boy because I want to be able to do man stuff. But now I feel like in this day and age, especially, there's been a lot more empowerment to women and what they can do. And it's not out of question or even like taboo for a girl to do boyish things. Mm-hmm. So like being able to go and watch football or even play football.
Tonight, in fact, Paige was done with her food and she's like, Dad, I want to get down and watch the Broncos with you. And so
it's just like, I'm good either way.
Really? Honestly, truly?
Yeah, I really am.
That's cool. All right, here's a question. Is this going to be your last? If so, how do you both feel about it this time around?
You know, I haven't even got to think about that.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, let's get through this one first and then we'll think if we're done or not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it is kind of weird to think that this could be our last.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't really got to think about it.
Forever, for as long as I knew Austin, he was always, no, 2 kids. I'm only having 2 kids, that's it, no more, 2 kids.
2 kids is pretty great.
So when I was pregnant with Paige, I was mentally preparing myself like, okay, this might be my last. I'm gonna try to savor every moment. I'm gonna try to enjoy this. And I mentally prepared myself to be done after Paige because forever he was like, no, 2. And then you're like, oh yeah, we can have another kid. I would love to have another kid. In fact,
when you have
maybe
kids
we'll
like
have
Micah
4
and
kids.
Paige, when you have kids like Micah and Paige.
That was such an emotional roller coaster.
Also, I do have to point out, we did have a different lifestyle.
Well, I always thought that.
I always thought I would have 2 kids on the principle that I would have a traditional 9 to 5 away from home job. And so where that's no longer the case, things change. Mm-hmm. Opinions change.
Well, things always change.
And so it's like, you know, yeah, that's not so bad now because I'm here and I can help and the kids are great. And 3, yeah, we can. What's one more?
Yeah, in Austin, it's kind of thrown around 4.
On the principle that I feel like 3, there's just an odd man out at all times.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I was a family of 3 and I was the middle child of 3 and I never felt like
We should ask Danielle.
We should ask Danielle or
We should ask Danielle.
I never felt left out, but I also was kind of like, I was very okay being by myself. I still am very okay doing things by myself.
That's true.
I'm not the type of person to need to be around someone all the time. In fact, I'm the type of person that likes to be by myself a lot. I like my me time, so I don't know. Maybe it just depends on the personalities of the kids too.
Yeah. Growing up, I always felt singled out because my sisters were closer in age and they were female.
And they were girls.
And there was not a huge age difference, but there was a sizable.
5 years.
So I don't know, maybe that's just it, is growing up, I always wanted a sibling that was
To
like
be your buddy?
my buddy.
Yeah.
Like I always wanted to have like a brother to beat up on, or him beat up on me, and I don't know. The weird thing is though, is I was always really close with one of my sisters at a time.
Never both of them.
Never both of them. It would always change. Because one of them would get really nasty and rude. And then I'd just start being friends with the other one. And then they'd become nasty and rude, and then I'd change back.
All right, let's see. What symptoms do you have? Gosh, symptoms. Exhaustion was a big one. Nausea was a big one. I never threw up, never have thrown up during my pregnancies, but constant nausea, morning to night, just feeling car sick all day long, feeling like I can't focus, have to lay down.
You're already having trouble breathing.
Pregnancy rhinitis. I've gotten that every single pregnancy. My nose gets clogged due to the extra blood flow, and whatever happens, I can't breathe out my nose a lot. And so when I'm eating, I have to stop and take breaths. I have to stop chewing and breathe through my mouth. It's not a very attractive look, but it's what I have to do to survive. Definite bloating and slowing down of my digestive system. That always happens. That's normal. I've been getting more acne. However, I think that's more so due to me sleeping on my side. My belly's getting bigger. It's a little more comfortable for me to sleep on my side. And when I used to be a side sleeper, I get acne in the same places, and I think it's because when I'm sleeping on my side, my face is rubbing against my pillow, I'm drooling a little bit, and it causes me acne. And I think
you just wake up every morning?
Not every morning, but sometimes.
Gross! I can't even tell you the last time I did that.
Because you sleep on your back. I don't drool when I sleep on my back.
Yeah.
That's a thing. If you get acne, try sleeping on your back. How are you approaching your pelvic floor and split abdominal muscles? I'm just continuing to work out like I did, but not as intense. So I'm lifting weights. I'm focusing on engaging my abdomen. I think when I was pregnant with Micah, I was afraid to hurt them further, and I did not do any kind of exercise that involved my core very much. I tried to avoid it. And this time I'm like, well, that clearly didn't work. So I'm working on breathing exercises. I'm working on, just engaging my core throughout the pregnancy. And there's no doubt in my mind that I'm gonna have issues again. I just have I'm a short person. I have a little body. I have a short torso, very short torso. So I just grow out, and there's no way to really get around that. My abs are gonna stretch. They're gonna split. It's just gonna happen. So I do think that this go around, once I get towards more the middle and end of my pregnancy, I would like to start going to a physical therapist early so that I can start working on things in preparation for birth, as well as going after and getting my pelvic floor checked out and just working on those things. What does Paige think of your belly, if she even notices? She does notice, and every once in a while she'll talk to my belly and touch it and be like, "Hi, baby." It's really cute.
She is
really
she
cute.
has gotten extremely sweet and thoughtful.
Yeah.
Lately. It's so fun.
Here is
just because I want to document it, because I don't want to forget. Today on the way to Chili's, kids are growing up too fast, man. Micah loves Chili's.
Yeah, it's her favorite.
And Paige was like, we're going to Chewy's. And Micah was like, no, it's called Chewy's.
It's not Chewy's, it's Chewy's.
It's Chewy's with a W.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Jess turned around and was like, actually, it's Chili's.
Chili's.
And now Micah.
And then Micah said, sorry.
No, go for it.
And then Micah said, Chili's perfectly.
Yeah, Chili's. She like really pronounced the L.
Chili's.
And part of my heart died. Because
I know.
It's like now she's not gonna speak like a little kid anymore. She's gonna be able to say her L's and not R's and W's or whatever.
I know.
Stop it.
It's sad, but at the same time, like, I don't want her to
have a speech impediment.
Yeah. I want to try to teach her, but it's heartbreaking.
Oh man, I loved hearing her say, let's go to Chewy's.
No more Chewy's. This one is, how are you feeling about your bump being bigger this time around in your first trimester? Absolutely love it.
Do you love your bump?
100% love it. Yeah, because in the first trimester, I get bloated and I don't feel my best. But as soon as my belly is obvious, pregnant, it's like, let it all go. I am pregnant.
Which for Jess was week 6.
Yeah, pretty much. I embrace my bump because there is no hiding it. And so I let it hang out proud and it's just there. Yeah. And I like it.
The whole world
And it's a nice reminder, whenever I look at myself, it's like, yep, there's a baby in there.
Which baby is the size of a
large avocado.
A large avocado.
They're 6.5 inches.
6.5 inch baby.
That's wild. Was it hard going from 1 to 2? We are thinking of expanding soon.
Oh boy.
1 to 2. I don't feel like that was as hard from 0 to 1.
What?
Was it? It's all a blur to me.
What?
But I will say we are not the best people to ask. We both work from home. We're both around all the time.
Do not gauge.
If one of us needs a break, the other one can kind of pick up the slack and vice versa. So we are not the best to gauge.
Like I mentioned in the very beginning of this, was I only wanted 2 kids, but that was under the principle that I needed to be would be working a traditional 9 to 5.
Yeah.
That changed because I work from home. That also being said, do not ever compare or gauge having kids against us. We are an anomaly when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. However, I will say for me, I personally feel like 0 to 1 shook me way harder than
0 to 1
to 2.
I always tell people 0 to 1 is earth-shattering because it literally takes everything you know and flips it upside down. Like you think you know and you know nothing. And there is so much stuff that you just flat out will not understand until you have a kid.
Well, and it completely changes your entire routine, your entire life. And when you're going from 1 to 2, you kind of already know, okay, if I want to go anywhere, it's going to take longer. If, we wake up, we do our morning routine, the girls have naps, and you kind of just follow that same routine that you're set in to the best of your ability with a newborn. But it kind of, I feel like, falls into place better because you already have that routine with 1 kid already. I'm overwhelmed with what to do and what not to do. Any concise resources that I've found helpful? My doctor. Literally, if you Google something, you're gonna find, yes, you can do this, or no, you shouldn't do that. There's so many varying opinions. I would say find people that you trust, talk to your doctor, and do what feels good for you.
Yeah.
Everyone does pregnancy differently. And sure, there's some very wrong things to do during pregnancy, but I feel like everyone kind of does pregnancy their own way. So ask your doctor, find people that you trust, and kind of follow their guidance and do what feels good for you.
Yeah. That's it. There's this. Hey!
Oh my gosh.
I was looking at this. There's a temperature icon, so it's overheating.
We're filming a video. Oh my gosh, her little head over there scared the crap out of me.
Did it really?
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, what is that? And then it clicked. Like, oh.
It's a demon.
How do you deal with first trimester anxiety? For example, fear of loss. Gosh. That's a tough one. And I feel like all women deal with that. I don't think it's something you can get away from. For me personally, I kind of just go with the flow and tell myself like I'm doing what I can to keep myself and this baby healthy. I'm doing what I can, and if something happens, it's out of my control, unfortunately. And I just kind of go through it with that mindset, like I'm doing whatever I can. If something were to happen, that's tragic and that's unfortunate, but it's out of my control. And that helps me kind of sit with it better. Now, I've never had to deal with loss, so I really don't know what that feels like and the true fear of having that happen. I can only imagine.
Especially for repeats.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And so that's how I deal with it as somebody who has 2 daughters already, pregnant with my 3rd, and has never experienced that. You know, maybe my feelings would change if I did experience that in the past, but that's just kind of what I think and feel as I'm going through first trimester, especially. Those early weeks are rough. They really are rough, mentally, just so exhausting and tiring, and they can be really worrisome. So I just try not to worry and I just do what I can. So here was one that I thought was kind of interesting. Is Austin not upset that you don't take the pregnancy test together?
I've never even considered that. Nope.
Not mad at all.
Not
the
mad
first
at all.
time, I don't think he even thought it was a possibility. Second time, neither of us thought it
was a possibility.
We weren't trying, so that was a complete shocker. And this time, like, we knew we were trying, but in the past, I'd just always kind of taken them by myself and surprised him. And so that was just kind of what we did.
Well, there was one time where
we did take it together.
We did take it together, but it was a negative.
It turned out negative.
Did we share that?
Yeah, it was a video.
It was?
We posted it.
Yeah. So, I mean, no, I'm not upset. The thing is I knew Jess would take tests probably like twice daily. So I wasn't going to sit around. My feelings weren't going to be hurt if she found out by herself, because I didn't know if I would really be around for all the test taking.
And that's just how it's kind of always, how we've always done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being hit by a freight train's kind of fun. Kind of fun.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's more fun when you're expecting it.
Yeah, and here's a question in relation to that, because we were kind of expecting it. What tipped you off that made you think that you were pregnant and should do a test?
Anxiety.
Well, no. So,
no?
Even not trying, I would take a test almost every month anyways. Just because...
Paige.
Just because that's how I am. Like, I just like to know what's going on with my body. Not that I ever really thought I was pregnant, because we were never trying and we were very careful. But I'm just the type of person to take a test. I think, I don't know how to put it in. Ease of mind, yeah.
Well, the funny thing is a lot of the times Jess would tell me she would think her period would be coming and she wouldn't start, and then the second she took a test and it turned out negative, the next day.
And literally, like, that evening, I would have my period. So I think it was almost like a stress thing inside me. And so when I would take a test around the time of my period and I knew it came back negative, it was like, okay, not pregnant. I know I can move on with my life now. Period. You are welcome to come. And then it would. Like, it would. We had been trying, like we said, for 2 months. And so I was testing more often than I would have been, or earlier, I guess, than I would have been. Nothing really tipped me off to tell me, oh my gosh, I think I'm pregnant, I need to take a test. It was just kind of the methods that I had gone through because I knew that we were trying and I was hoping for that positive test. There you have it. Lots of questions. There were a few more, but that's all we're getting through tonight. I don't know if you've noticed. I've began to tank. Energy is dipping. I'm tired. It's late. It's about my bedtime.
I've got a lot of work to do tonight.
Yeah, so we've got a busy night ahead of us, but we hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A. I know it's been a few weeks since I said I was going to do it, and finally we're doing it. Finally we got an evening. We were not too exhausted.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I am speaking for myself because I feel like I was answering most of them.
Yeah.
But that's just how it is because I'm the one that's pregnant. But we hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you next time.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Love you.